And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, rolling along right here. Hey, tomorrow, March 31st, is Transgender Day of Visibility, a day to celebrate. And stand up and be proud. It's a trans joy. And Chicago Therapy Collective is observing this year's Transgender Day of Visibility by offering a safer space for all to share stories, learn from each other, and uplift trans voices and trans joy. The event is called Shared Your Voice and Move Your Body. It's at the Bramble Arts Loft in Andersonville. Joining us now is Silas Leslie, Advocacy and Community Engagement Manager for Chicago Therapy Collective. Silas, thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to radio meet you.
I know. I love radio meeting people and everything, especially when it comes to something as revolutionary as celebrating trans joy. But before we get into that, can you remind folks, because I'm a huge fan of Chicago Therapy Collective, can you remind folks the mission of Chicago Therapy Collective?
Absolutely. Chicago Therapy Collective is an LGBTQ nonprofit focused on mental health and wellness, specifically of the trans and non-binary communities. We focus on that through therapy services, advocacy, the arts, and training and education.
Yeah, I mean, y'all do just some really great stuff. And right now, I think we all have a very tenuous, or at least I will speak for myself. I have a very tenuous relationship with my mental health right now. These days, it's like there's a lot going on right now. Can you just talk a little bit about like what the vibe is that you're hearing from the community these days?
Yeah, definitely, post-election, there has been an increased need for mental health services for the LGBTQ community. A lot of trans and non-binary people are just scared, to be honest. It's a very scary and uncertain time. So we are focusing on providing mental health services. All of our services are free or sliding scale, so they're accessible. And we're just trying to do our best to make sure the community is taking care of itself.
So, Silas, what kinds of things can you tell these people to ease their mind and make them feel better about what's happening?
Well, I will say, first and foremost, I am not a therapist, despite the name Chicago Therapy Collective. I am the advocacy guy, so this is not mental health advice. Okay. Put that disclaimer there. But I think the thing that, at least for me, that kind of keeps me going as a, non-binary person and as a trans person is knowing there are people doing the work, knowing that there are people out there fighting for trans rights every day, people who are really dedicating themselves to fight back. And I think that action is what helps me sleep at night.
Yeah. Yeah. And last week, their last name is escaping me, but Asher is their first name, and they're part of Trans Upfront Illinois, which is promoting the trans rally that's happening today at 1 o'clock at Federal Plaza. Just saying that again, reminding people throughout the entire show about that. But they reminded us that being an ally is a verb. It is a verb. And if you are saying that you are an ally, you have to show up and be an ally. And I think one of the ways that you can do that, too, is to come be a part of the Share Your Voice and Move Your Body event that is happening tomorrow at the Bramble Arts Loft. Can you tell folks a little bit about what's planned for the event tomorrow? It looks amazing.
Yeah, and we're really excited. We've put a lot of work into this and are really looking forward to sharing it with the community. So it goes from 4 to 9 o'clock. We're starting with a community resource fair. So some of our fellow nonprofits will be there. Chicago House will have their testing van, so they'll be doing free STI testing. Then we're going to move at 5 o'clock to our town hall. I'm the moderator of the town hall, so personally, I'm just very excited about that.
You should be very excited about it, because this lineup is cuckoo bananas. I'm like, whoa. Sorry, tell everybody. I got very excited to interrupt you.
No, we're really excited and really appreciative of the folks that we have, attending. So we have state representatives, state senators, alder people. We have representatives from Equality Illinois, Lambda Legal, Transformative Justice Law Project. So it's, really people, once again, who are doing the work and supporting the community. And we are focusing on sort of the state of trans rights in Illinois and kind of what's happening now to kind of preserve the rights we have. What are we doing moving forward to be proactive instead of just reactionary with, our policies? Also, how are we preparing for, the people who are coming to Illinois and Chicago, as essentially refugees from states with transphobic laws? Yeah. So we'll be getting into some really pertinent stuff. We'll also be talking about things like identity documents. So a lot of folks are scared about getting their passport right now and having the correct gender marker on it. So we're going to be talking about some things that are, I think, significant concerns within the community.
Yeah. So just a quick question about this. So it is a town hall, and folks are able to come now. There have been town halls all over the country right now that some have been very disruptive, which go for it. This seems to be like, will you be taking questions from like the people? Because the panel is comprised of many elected officials. And as you have said, they are fighting for us right now, and they are fighting for trans folks really hard. Will people be able to, ask questions, of course, respectfully, or is this more of just a panel discussion?
Yeah, so when folks register on our Eventbrite, they are able to submit a question. So a lot of the initial discussion will be sort of driven by those questions that have been submitted by people who have registered. And then also, we'll do sort of Q&A sort of discussion, and then we'll have a Q&A portion at the end of the panel. So folks in the audience will be able to submit questions to be read and answered by the panel.
Amazing. I love that.
Wonderful.
Sorry. I just part of the things, part of the rise of fascism is lack of information. And I love that you're providing a place that's going to provide accurate information and proactive information. We've been fortunate enough to talk with a lot of elected officials, and the thing behind them is what you had said is like, how do we be proactive as opposed to reactionary, which I think is key.
Exactly. And, we're really hoping that this panel is not only informative for the community, but also idea generating for the panelists. We are getting together some really, significant people doing some really great work. And hopefully through that discussion with one another, they have more ideas leaving the panel than they came in with.
I love it. It's all about community. But then after the panel, there's a celebration of community as well, right?
Yes. So after the panel, we're going to have a dinner. That will be free. This entire event is completely free. We'll have dinner, and then we are moving to a dance party hosted by the Putopia Collective. So that's how we're going to end our night, 7 to 9, with a dance party.
Fun.
I know, again.
Who doesn't love a dance party?
Well, and also, again, what can be more revolutionary in a time right now when people just want to be oppressed and, like you said, be feared and have paranoia, as opposed to just being joyful and celebration in community with who we are as human beings, that we exist. It's fabulous.
Exactly.
I love this idea. So how can folks participate? It's also in the Bramble Arts Loft, which is such a beautiful space.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we've been really fortunate that they are wonderful neighbors, and we've hosted a ton of events at Bramble. So we're really happy to bring this event to Bramble. Nice. So folks can find us on Instagram at Shy Therapy Collective, and there you'll find links to our Eventbrite, info on all the panelists, and just our current happenings. So I would suggest that's the place to check us out.
Yeah, and do you have any idea of the pre-registration numbers? What we're talking about right now, or we're just hoping for a ton of people?
We're hoping for a ton of people. Currently, right now, I think for the town hall, we have about 90 RSVPs.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So we're hoping for a really great turnout.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute wonderful sort of event, and again, a celebration because it's the Transgender Day of Visibility. You know, it is a happy day. It is an empowering day to acknowledge our trans and non-binary siblings who are with us and to lift and raise their voices. So, and again, reminder that being an ally is a verb. So everybody take some action.
Do something.
Go out there and do something. So share our voice and move your body. Kicks off at 4:00 at the Bramble Arts Loft at Andersonville. For more info on the event, you can go to Instagram at Shy Therapy Collective to find out there. Or if you're old school like me and just want to do a little laptop action, you can go to ChicagoTherapyCollective.org, and you can click through and register for all of the incredible events. Silas, Leslie, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for the work that you and Chicago Therapy Collective does to just take care of our community and to lift us up, and have a fabulous event tomorrow.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you having us on the show.
Of course, the door is always open. So if you ever want to chat about something, just send up a flare. We'll come a running.
Sounds great.
All right.